I thought it would be just another adventure. Just me, my camera, and the desert. But 3 days in, I realized I wasn't going to make it out. No food, no water, no people, just endless heat, cold nights, and something darker, something inside me, breaking. This isn't a story I ever planned to tell, but if you're hearing this, it means I survived.
This isn't a movie. This isn't fiction. This is real. This is the story of Zola, a 20-year-old girl chasing her dreams with a camera and a heart full of fire, unaware that nature had a cruel test waiting for her. This is the story of a brutal fight for survival, of pain, courage, and finally, victory, all set in the burning sands of the Kalahari Desert. So buckle up, because after hearing this story, you may never look at life the same way again. May 15th, 2022. Zola Mbeki, a 20-year-old travel blogger and photographer from Johannesburg, South Africa, was full of excitement. She packed up her old Jeep, grabbed her camera gear, and set off toward the Kalahari Desert in Botswana. Her dream was simple: capture the hidden, untouched parts of the desert that no one had ever seen. She smiled as she left the last gas station behind. Her eyes sparkled with excitement. Her playlists were ready. Her camera was loaded. About 130 kilometers beyond the last village, on a lonely stretch of dirt road, her Jeep suddenly jolted and came to a dead stop. She turned the key. Nothing. Tried again. Nothing. She popped the hood, checked the basics, but it was useless. The engine was dead. She looked around. Endless sand dunes. Not a single soul in sight. No signal on her phone. No help coming. She had 2 bottles of water, a couple of granola bars, and the open desert ahead of her. At first, Zola thought, maybe another vehicle will pass by. But hours passed. The heat grew unbearable, and nobody came. That's when she made her biggest mistake. Instead of waiting, she decided to walk, hoping to find help. She had no idea she was walking deeper into the heart of the desert, a place people almost never return from. Day 1. Walking in the Kalahari sun feels like walking through fire. The ground burns through your shoes, and the air is like boiling steam. Within hours, Zola's throat was dry. Her skin was burning. She drank half a bottle of water by noon. Big mistake. You can't replace water out here. By evening, she was dizzy and stumbling. She found shade under some dry trees and collapsed. And then came the cold. People forget deserts are freezing at night. It felt like she had gone from an oven straight into an icebox. She wrapped herself in her jacket, shaking uncontrollably. Her lips cracked. Her body ached. That night, she saw something standing in the dark. A shadow. Tall, still just watching. Maybe it was her imagination. Maybe it wasn't. Day 3. She woke up early and noticed something small, dew on the bushes. She wiped the drops onto her scarf and squeezed it into her mouth. That tiny bit of water felt like heaven. She whispered to herself, "I'm still alive." She opened her journal and wrote, Day 3. I'm still alive. That one sentence changed everything. Zola was no longer a tourist. She was now a survivor. She remembered a YouTube video on survival, using a camera lens to start a fire. She tried it, hour after hour, her hands shaking. But finally, smoke, a spark, then a flame. That fire wasn't just warmth. It was hope. She used it to roast grasshoppers, beetles, and even small lizards. Disgusting? Sure, but it kept her alive. The worst part wasn't the hunger. It was the silence. Week 2. Her body changed fast. Her skin peeled. Her cheekbones stuck out. She looked in the mirror once and didn't recognize herself. But the worst was the loneliness. Not hearing another voice for days, then weeks, it broke something inside her. She started talking to herself. Sometimes she talked to her mom. Sometimes to her dead grandmother. Sometimes she screamed at the wind, and the wind screamed back. She wrote, Day 15, I think I'm going insane. The sand talks to me. The wind laughs at me. I wish it would just kill me already. Day 27. She heard music, drums, singing. She ran toward it, crying with joy, only to find nothing, just sand, and the sound was gone. A hallucination, just like before. She fell to the ground and sobbed. No tears came out. She was too dry. She tried to bury her face in the sand and suffocate. But the human body wants to live, even when the mind wants to quit. Day 45. She saw a village in the distance. A small hut, smoke rising. She ran. Her legs were bleeding. Her feet were blistered. But as she got closer, it vanished. It wasn't real, just another cruel mirage. Zola fell face down and screamed into the sand. That night, for the first time, she prayed for death. "I can't do this anymore," she said to the stars. "Please take me." That was the lowest point of all 91 days. She lay unconscious for hours. In that darkness, she saw her mother's face, and she heard her say, "Sweetheart, we only lose when we stop trying." She woke up shaking, tears in her eyes. She stood and whispered, "I'm not dying out here. Not like this." She grabbed her pen and wrote, "Day 50. I was reborn today. This isn't about survival anymore. It's about victory." Day 70. A massive sandstorm hit. The sky turned yellow. The wind howled like a monster. She clung to a rock with all her strength, afraid she'd be blown away. For hours, sand blasted her face, filled her mouth, got in her eyes and ears. She thought she was going to die. But when the storm ended, something incredible happened. The wind had uncovered a shallow pit between two rocks, and in it, dirty, muddy but real with water. Zola stared for a full minute before believing it was real. Then she dove in, gulping the brown liquid. It tasted horrible, but it was life. Nature had tried to kill her, but now it had given her another chance. Day 90. She was nothing but skin and bones. Her clothes were rags. Her body just barely hanging on, but her heart still beat. Her legs still moved. That morning, she saw something in the sand. Footprints. Fresh. Camel tracks. Real ones. Not a hallucination. For the first time in 90 days, she knew. Someone had passed by recently. She cried. Real tears this time. And she followed. With every ounce of energy she had left. She walked, then crawled, then collapsed. Day 91. A group of nomads, local desert travelers, were moving with their camels when they saw something strange on the ground. At first, they thought it was a dead body, but when they got closer, they saw she was still breathing. They gave her water, lifted her carefully, took her to a clinic in a nearby town. When Zola opened her eyes, she saw a fan spinning on the ceiling. Clean sheets. White walls. A nurse stood nearby. Zola whispered, "What day is it?" The nurse smiled and said, "August 14th. Exactly 91 days after she got lost. Zola had survived. When she got back home, she looked in the mirror. She didn't see the same girl who had left for the desert. She saw a warrior. In an interview, she said, "Those 91 days taught me what matters. A glass of clean water, a bite of food, the voice of your family. That's what life is." She went to the desert to take photos. But the desert gave her something far more powerful. A new life.